What if you're not really alone in your own home? Tonight you'll hear 3 terrifying true stories of strangers who secretly lived in walls, crawl spaces, and hidden rooms, watching their victims while they slept, completely unaware. Lock your doors, check your attic, and make sure no one's living where you can't see them, because these stories might just make you look behind your walls tonight. This first story is about a college student who thought living with roommates was tough until he found out he wasn't just sharing the house with them. The uninvited roommate. He thought living with roommates was hard until he realized he wasn't just sharing the house with them. Tyler was a sophomore at college when he found the perfect cheap off-campus house with 4 other guys. The rent was low because the place was old. Squeaky floors, drafty windows, weird attic door that wouldn't open. At first, things were fine. But then he noticed little things going missing. Leftover pizza, cereal boxes empty overnight. He blamed his roommates, but they all swore they didn't touch it. Some nights, Tyler would hear creaking above his room. He'd ask if anyone was in the attic, but the door was always nailed shut, sealed with old paint. One night after a party, Tyler came home alone. He was lying in bed when he heard it. Soft footsteps right above him, then a faint cough. He stared at the ceiling, heart pounding. No one else was supposed to be up there. He grabbed a flashlight and climbed the hallway ladder to the attic door. The nails were loose, like someone had opened it from the inside. He pulled it open. The stale air hit him first. His light swept the dusty attic, old boxes, cobwebs, and then he saw it. A bare foot disappearing behind a stack of boxes. He ran. When the police came, they found a hidden corner behind the insulation. A small mattress, water bottles, a backpack full of clothes. Someone had been living in the attic for months, watching, sneaking down when everyone was asleep, eating their food, listening to their lives. They caught him later that night, trying to slip out through the basement door. Tyler never slept in that house again. If you think that was unsettling, wait until you hear this next one. This is the story of a young couple who discovered a hidden crawl space behind their closet, and what they found inside still haunts them to this day. The closet behind the closet. They thought their old farmhouse had creaky pipes, until they found the hidden room behind the closet. Emily and Mark were newlyweds when they rented a small farmhouse on the edge of a quiet town. The place was old but charming. Hardwood floors, antique fixtures, a big bedroom with a walk-in closet. Perfect for starting fresh. A month in, Emily started hearing noises at night. Soft scratching like nails on wood. It always came from behind the bedroom closet. Mark thought it was mice. He set traps. Nothing. The scratching kept coming. Sometimes louder, sometimes soft tapping like knuckles. One night, Emily was putting away clothes when she noticed a draft in the closet. She pulled back the coats and found a thin line where the back wall didn't match up. She knocked. It sounded hollow. Mark helped her pull it open. Behind the closet was a hidden crawl space. Small, dark, but someone had been there. They found an old sleeping bag, food wrappers, a plastic water bottle, and worst of all, Polaroids. Dozens of Polaroid photos taped to the wall. Photos of Emily and Mark, sleeping, eating, watching TV. Someone had been living behind their closet, slipping out while they were gone, or worse, while they were asleep. They called the police, but when they searched the crawl space, it was empty. Whoever had been there was gone. Emily and Mark moved out the next day. The farmhouse still stands, but locals say no one stays long. Some secrets don't stay hidden forever, and if you're still watching in the dark, brace yourself for the final. A single mother thought her son was having nightmares, until she found the tunnel hidden beneath his bedroom floor. The crawl space below. He told his mom a man was crawling under his bed at night. She didn't believe him, until she heard it too. After her divorce, Jenna moved into a small fixer-upper with her 6-year-old son, Mason. It wasn't perfect. Old pipes, squeaky floors, but it was cheap and theirs. A few weeks in, Mason started waking Jenna up at night. He'd whisper that there was a man under his floor. She thought it was nightmares. the stress of the move. Then Jenna started hearing things herself. Late at night, soft scraping under the bedroom floorboards, a dragging sound that made the house feel alive. She checked the crawl space under the house. Nothing but dirt and spider webs, or so she thought. One night, Mason refused to sleep in his room. He pointed at the floor and said, "He talks to me when you're sleeping." Jenna stayed up that night, and around 3 a.m. she heard it. A faint cough from below the floor, slow dragging, then silence. She called a neighbor for help. They pried open a rotten panel in the crawl space entrance. What they found made her knees buckle. A tunnel, dug by hand, snaked beneath the house. There was an old blanket, empty cans of food, and a small lamp. Someone had been living there for weeks, moving around under her son's bedroom. They never found him. The police said he probably slipped out when they opened the hatch. Jenna packed up and never slept in that house again. What would you do if you found out someone was secretly living inside your walls? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more true horror stories that keep you awake at night, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Someone might be listening right now.